folks? It's your boy Bob Hollywood here with another exciting review. This time we're going to be reviewing this Mattel WWE Elite Series, or Elite Collection Series 77. This is from, not particularly from Summerslam, but the Summerslam packaging. This is Viscera, as you can see. Oh man, look at that. Look at that. I know someone looks just like that. But you see on both sides of the packaging there are pictures of him in ring action. Well, this picture that we're showing you right now on the left side of the packaging is him in ring action, and on the right side of his packaging is more like promotional photos. On the back, you got the same promotional photo, with this time with the white background. You get some information about Viscera. He's from Harlem, New York. He weighed 487 pounds, and he was 6'9" inches. He was a big dude. I say was because, of course, Viscera passed on a few years ago. His finisher, wow, that doesn't make sense. It says his finisher is Hardcore Champion, World Tag Team Champion, 1995, King of the Ring. Oh man, Viscera won King of the Ring back in the day. The WWE was in, or the WWF at the time was in the pits, man. That's when Diesel was a champion. He wrestled Diesel. He broke the Undertaker's orbital bone back then. Viscera was not a great in-ring competitor. It was after this, after he was still Viscera, but he started doing stuff with like the Ministry, and well, I guess he was around that same time, because when he was in the when he won the King of the Ring, he was Mabel, King Mabel. But yeah, when he became Viscera rather, when he joined the Ministry of Darkness. Figure looks good in the window packaging. I'm going to go back to the back. You see the other figures in the line. Also have that Ronda Rousey. Those two were the only ones I was really interested in. AJ Styles is a peg warmer from this wave and a million other waves. Rick Rude, I don't have any thoughts. I can't think of what it even looks like right now. The Fiend was probably the hottest item from the wave, but it didn't appeal to me. And people wanted it because he had the mask lantern. And Miss Elizabeth, I might pick her up just to have another figure as a civilian. She's wearing a beautiful yellow dress that's made out of cloth. All right, as you can see, he comes with at least 2 pairs of interchangeable hands. So he has 6 hands altogether, rather. 2 are obviously attached to his body, and then 4 of them are inside the packaging. And then he has the Hardcore Championship. I'm going to compare that Hardcore Championship to a much older Hardcore Championship that I have. Other than that, let's get this guy out of the packaging. Oh, wait, real quick. I had him on the scale. I don't know if it showed up. He has 11.4 ounces. It's a big dude. We're going to see how much he is outside the packaging when I come back. BRB. Alright, so there is Viscera outside of his plastic prison and on the scale with his accessories, and he weighs 7.7 ounces. It keeps going up between 7.7 and 7.75. I don't know what's moving. He's not moving. But anyway, he's about half of the weight of the packaging. That's good. I've seen worse from 2 figures, so it's not much packaging. Let me get him off of the scale and readjust our camera in our display area. There, boom. And there he is. He stands up well on his own. Let's get his height. I guess I should have waited to lower the camera, because now I just have to raise the camera again. About 7.25 inches. So he's a big boy, as all WWE figures are. I wonder why they do that. I guess they just want their figures to be larger than life. But when they do that, they pretty much only scale with themselves. So I guess they scale with the new AEW figures, and they'll scale with the new Jazzwares UFC figures, but not the older ones, unfortunately, or the ones from 2019, not the older ones. I don't even know who made those. But anyway, look at that face, man. It's pretty much the same face as on the packaging. The eyes are really tiny. It does not want to focus. But yeah, he does have pupils. They're very tiny. He's got that grimace. Mohawk looks good. The Mohawk is really good, actually. I mean, it looks like maybe they could have applied it a little bit better right there in the front, but it looks good. It's just one shade of yellow, no shading. And then he's just massive body in black. I have seen reviews where someone's taking this off, and I thought about buying a second buck just for that. I had bid on one on eBay, but I didn't end up winning. It was just everything but the jacket and no head. I think it still had the hands. It didn't have the belt, but it was a good price. I got this guy using some eBay bucks, so I didn't really pay anything for him. So she has just one solid piece of black plastic with silver painting on it everywhere, every few hours for buttons and studs. Nothing on his hands, nothing on his arms or his legs. His jacket does not come off. So they saved a lot of money. Only other painting is going to be where his flesh is, and it meets his shirt, and obviously his head is sculpted in this chocolate with the painting of his eyes and mouth and lips being applied. This guy's a big boy. It's a massive gent. Let's see if it wants to focus. So there we go. So anyway, that's what his articulation. His head's going to rotate 360 degrees, I would imagine, but it's a little bit more different. Yep, it does it, but it's difficult because of the jacket. It gets some tilt. Looks down, not much, and that's because it's on a double ball peg. So it doesn't look up really at all, and any look up that he does, he goes back to place. His arms go up a little over 90 degrees at the shoulder, rotate at the shoulder. They have that bicep swivel, single jointed elbow. I think most elites do. I think you got to get the, I can't think of what they call it, but the more expensive line with the double jointed elbows. He has wrist joints. This is not one to focus today. And it rotates at that fist. Although his jacket is made of a softer plastic, there is no bend, there's no give. But it feels like right here there might be a joint. He does have thigh swivel. His legs go out pretty far. That's as far as they go forward. As far as it goes back. Double jointed knee, but it's not going to do much for you just because there's not much he can do because of the jacket. And he also has a boot cut. Pretty nice boots, man. There's black boots with black laces. Oh, before I forget, he does have, let's try this one. It's a little stiff. He does have a rocker. So he's stiff. He's super stiff, but only the rocker. I have to apply some heat to get some more action out of that. Let's look at his accessories. So he has these Viscera hands, these V hands. Paint looks good on him. And he has these mic hands. Whoops. Same thing, paint looks good. It's some questionable spots, but it's not that bad. And then he has fists that are on him. Which is weird because it should be painted when the fist, just like the other hands, but it's not. Okay, so here's his championship, hardcore championship. This is obviously much too small to go around his waist. But it looks pretty good. It just says hardcore champion. Or Hampion. The S is missing. I'm going to compare it to this older belt. And does the new one even say WWE? No, it just says World. But this older one actually says WWF. And they're broken in different places. So no continuity there. But the older one's a little bit bigger. It's still not going to go around his waist. It's not a thing that can happen, but it's much bigger. Alright. So I'm pleased with this guy. Let's do some size comparisons. This does not want to focus today. I do not know why. Let's get some size comparisons. First size comparison. Fortnite figures. On the left we have McFarlane. And on the right we have Jazzwares. He is taller than, or he's shorter than the McFarlane. Next we're going to do Jazzwares UFC John Jones and the Hasbro Star Wars Black Series Finn. Way bigger than both of these guys. Anyway, I'm going to use this guy as a bouncer. And here he is next to Hasbro's Overwatch Zarya and a fellow WWE figure, Mattel figure, Brie Bella. Bigger than both of them. Not many figures are bigger than this Zarya. I think I've only reviewed one figure so far that's bigger than her. My least favorite comparison, especially since this Piccolo doesn't work. I can't wait to get an Android 18. Just so I can use hers for comparison. Piccolo from Dragon Ball Stars, Bandai, I believe. And this Colonel Quaritch. Way bigger. And for a final comparison, good old Captain America and Duke. Eventually this Duke is going to be Pep Daddy Destro or somebody that I have duplicates of, just so I can get him back on the shelf. And obviously he's much bigger than that. Only one figure today he was smaller than, and they were about the same size height-wise, and he was much wider. So I like this guy. The figure. Could care less about the wrestler, the actual persona. Never really cared. I know eventually he became Big Daddy V, and he was or Lillian Garcia was the object of his affection. But yeah, that's not me. This figure looks very menacing and intimidating, and that's why I bought him. That's it. It's that simple. Anyway, folks, just remember, God, yeah, it's a great face. Anyway, action figures speak louder than plastic. Excuse me, action figures speak louder than words. Damn. And like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you thought about this review. Let me know what you think about this figure. Do you have it? Do you want it? Does this make you want it if you didn't want it? Also, type in that search bar, Spinning Venom Radio. Check out my podcast. What I do with my bros. We have a good time. We do it live. So come check us out. Hit us up in the comments if you want to speak to us. I'll talk to you later. Peace.